What's up there, guys? Welcome back to Detecting. We're out in the bush once again today and we are getting lucky. No rubbish, no nothing, only about 10 minutes on the detector. We've got 2 bits of gold and I think I'm on to my 3rd bit. The reason being is because, well, I was in here detecting yesterday and I noticed a bloke down here cutting wood, and I thought to myself, well, I'm going to be back here tomorrow. I will go check out the ground where he's cut that wood, and he will have opened up a bit of an area where the tree was laying, of course, and I'll be able to go in and detect it and get some signals, hopefully. Well, we've got one, the first one being in the pouch there. Let me try and get him out. And then we've got a second one. The first one's in rock form, I'll show you. And he actually surprised me, he really did. We'll turn the Bluetooth off. He's an absolute screamer. And look what he's in, massive big chunk of slate. So let's give you a listen. Beautiful sounding signal. So one for us to break up when we get home. Can't wait, which is very common in this area. The second sounding signal we got just from underneath this tree, and he was right there in that hole in front of us. Turns out to be a nice little piece of gold, only a little one, but awesome stuff. As I said, second piece of gold, no rubbish, no nothing. Literally just ground balanced the machine right where this tree had been chopped down. And well, the third signal, just standing back up, sitting just in there. So we're going to get this one out together, we're going to give you a look, and hopefully it's gold bit number 3. Oh, look out, that's lead. So there we go, 2 bits of gold, 1 bit of lead. There's our first bit of rubbish to kick us off for the morning, but 2 bits of gold, I certainly can't complain. Let's get you on to the next. Alright, there we go. Using our initiative once again, we've got another piece of gold. It's just awesome. Really awesome. And when he was in here yesterday, the bloke cutting the tree down, where'd that go? I really wanted to get in here and go back to my little patch area, which is in front of me. But it didn't really matter too much because where I was still getting the gold. And the only reason I didn't come down to this area is because it's just too noisy. Hard to concentrate. So especially when you've got the headphones on, you're listening for the slight variations of tone. You really can't hear nothing. Oh, lost that bit of gold. No, there he is. He's just hiding in that pipe clay. And this signal right here, look at that. Just so cool how it comes out of the clay like that. This little bit of gold right here, in actual fact, was right underneath the log that he chopped down yesterday. You can see right there. So once again, using that initiative, coming in here and thinking, well, the ground has been opened up. I mean, he's chopped this massive tree down. You can see where the bark, where it was laying straight down through there, and it leads right onto that target. And it was sort of underneath that tree there where I got those other 2 targets. And what's really interesting too is just walking down here, he's left a lot of rubbish in the bush too. That wasn't there the other day. But walking down here, he must have left his shovel down here too. It looks like he's been doing some concreting with his shovel because there's concrete all along the end. So maybe he's a concreter. I'm going to leave that here because if he's come back for another load of wood, well, he might find his shovel as well. If I go take it and put it in another spot, I mean, I don't want another shovel, I've got plenty. But if I go take it and put it in another spot, well, he may not find it. So we'll just leave it there for him. Hopefully he comes back and grabs his rubbish as well. Probably stuff that come out of the back of the ute. But he's opened up quite a bit of area here. You can see where he's taking those fresh cuts. So all this needs working. We can pick up a few of those loose sticks, but they would have once been buried under the bigger, heavier logs that we wouldn't have been able to move. So bit of initiative brings the gold, and that's number 3. Let's keep going. Right, well, on that last clip, did I say 3? Because I meant to say 4. We actually got 2 bits of gold out of that last hole. Didn't show the second. And just amazing, what's just happened here is just the same thing, but not 2, but 3. So this little hole in front of us, we got a signal. We got a bit of gold, which was this piece here. Actually, I'm just going to leave them all on the rock because that's probably easier, and we'll go down to them. So the first piece of gold I just got was that piece, and then the second piece I got was the one beside it, and then the third and the last piece that we just got out of that one hole, 3 bits of gold, that one there. So awesome stuff. And it was only a tiny hole too. And I actually threw my target out a few times. I was sort of going through with the scoop looking for it and threw it out and ended up with nothing and thought, well, what happened there? Did that twice. And the reason being, as I said, because there was actually 3 bits of gold in that one little hole. Just incredible. So we're not up to 4 bits of gold now. We're up to 7. Let's see if we can grab some more. All right, well, moving forward, couple of steps. Last hole, last bit of gold. 3 bits of gold out of there beside the coil. And moving forward, just trying to get right where that log was, because it's basically untouched ground. And when I was digging down, like, it's just incredible how much of this dirt and deteriorated leaf litter you've got. And when I was digging down though, I wasn't really liking the look of the ground. Like, you know, you've got all that sort of, well, dirt and loamy soil with the leaf litter, but then come into this, and look at that. That's where the gold is hiding, in amongst that sandy clay, pipe clay type material. So we're going to get gold out of this one, I'm pretty certain. And what you've seen there before, well, that's still only our first bit of lead. 7 bits of gold. And this could be number 8. Let's have a look. All right, well, there you go. I was going to say small, and we'll take it, but look, that's a nice piece, and we'll take it. Number 8. Thank you, Mr. Woodman. That's just awesome. And this is, look, this area that I'm actually currently hunting at, Andrew and I, we parked the car about 10 meters in front of us there, and we walk through here all the time. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, wow, 8 bits of gold, and we've literally been walking over them. And yesterday, old mate with his son in here, well, cutting wood, he was walking over top of it too. I wonder if he knew. He wouldn't have been cutting wood, I wouldn't think. So there we go, number 8 bits of gold, and well, 1 bit of lead. Let's keep going. Well, it's a nice cold day, so we're getting busy, trying to keep warm. And as you notice, we've just cleared out this patch. We've just pulled all the leaf litter. Like I was saying there before, I don't really like the look of the topsoil, but as soon as you dig down, well, you're into that gold-bearing slate, sandstone, pipey clay material mixed in with the quartz. That's an awesome piece. Round river quartz mixed in or smashed together with the slate, sandstone. Looks almost goldish on there, but it's not. But we've got a signal, and just doing that and clearing that area, I mean, we know we found a lot of gold in this little area so far. And we've got another signal here. He's faint. We'll try and ground balance, sharpen him up a little bit. He's faint, very faint. We'll go after him a little bit more. But that's a nice clear one, nice easy one to hear. And he's right in that good material. Once again, as soon as we take that top stuff off, we should hopefully be finding another bit of gold. Let's have another listen. Sounds good. Let's go after him. Let's see if it's number 9. Oh, it's too good to be true, wasn't it? Number 9. That's not what we want. That's number 2 bit of lead. We've just dropped him. Oh dear. Let's try and find him. So yeah, look, number 2 bit of lead, and that's okay. We've been here for about an hour and a half, and the fact that we've got 9 bits of gold already, right there. The fact that we've got 9 bits of gold already is just incredible. So we keep going. I'm certain we're going to find more in this little patch area. Let's continue on. Well, we missed number 9 there. I got a bit excited and just put him straight in the bottle. But then we've got ourselves onto another signal, and bingo, it is number 10. I was just going to say there too, I see a lot of comments. I've seen one there just this morning having a coffee, and as someone said there, I'm really struggling out in the gold fields. I'm about to sell my metal detector. I've been everywhere, Ballarat, Bendigo, Castlemaine, GOLDHAWK, and all these different places, Maryborough, Wedderburn. He still hasn't found his first bit of gold. And look, it is hard. It took me 6 months to find my first bit of gold. And once you find it and you put it in the bottle, as I say, it's confidence in the bottle. You know you can do it. And there is plenty of gold left out there, that's for certain. It's not a myth. there is lots of gold out there left to find on the field. I mean, you've seen what we've just done here this morning. That is number 10 right there. I said I got a bit carried away, missed number 9. So in the last 10:57, we got here at about 9:40. So look, last hour and 20 odd minutes, that's how much gold we've done. 10 pieces, which is probably, oh look, maybe half a gram there. I'm going to be a little bit generous, probably half a gram, but 10 pieces in such a small area. We have not even moved far from where that cut down log is. I mean, this is the little area right here that we've got all those pieces. There's 9 pieces there too, I should say. There's one in the pouch, number 10. So look, there is plenty of gold left out there to find. You got to put the effort in, you got to put the work in, you've got to learn your machine, and it took me 6 months to find my first piece of gold with a GPX 4500. It's not that easy, but for anybody that's saying out there, you know, you're wasting your time or there's no gold left out there, well, you're not going to make bank every day. However, that's untrue. There is plenty of gold left out there. You've just got to put the work in to find it. Oh, I can see that one. Sneaky little devil. Number 11. Hiding at the side. This pipe clay is magical stuff. Gold miners couldn't see it, they threw it out. A lot of this would be dirt coming out of their sluice run too, you know, they'd process the dirt, and this is the gold that they'd miss. And it's all small, I know, but I'm happy to pick it up. Oh, the ones you don't film, eh? God, amazing. I honestly was going to call this as our second bit of lead. Check it out. Ka-toink. That is about the size of a bit of lead. He's easily 0.20. And once again, we're in the same spot. Thank you, Mr. Woodcutter man. What a bloody legend. Hopefully he comes back today and tomorrow and the next day to get more wood. I might even give him a hand to load up, because opening up all this ground, just amazing. That's so cool. He reminds me of one of those little nerd lollies. You know, the pink and, what is it, pink and purple nerd lollies that you get as a kids. I know my kids still get them, and they spill them all through the car. So we started off right there. We got the big piece of slate. We moved the log out of the way, and then we just sort of went, well, crazy town. We stood up, we did in the gutter here, we did up the top here. We sort of haven't finished over there. We sort of roughed up the grass, what have you. We'll finish off over there. We finished off over here. We've got 3 bits of gold out from underneath my feet. We've filled it all in. Look, it looks messy, I will say. Yeah, just the leaf litter and the bark and the grass thrown on top. Like, the holes are all filled in underneath. But it does look a little bit messy, you know, until the rain settles it down or the wind settles it down. Look, anybody walking through here is going to know that someone's been puddling around, or they're going to be thinking a heap of kangaroos have been dancing around having a party. So, look, before we do walk away, we're clearly not done here yet. We will kick all that leaf litter back on top. So 11:30, awesome stuff. And to be honest, I've forgotten the count number. I wish Savvy was here. But let's just give you a bit of a look. We've got so much gold, it's not funny. And it hasn't even hit lunchtime. I think that's all of it. We've got about 14 pieces, I reckon. But as I said, I have lost count. That is just exceptional little run though. And like you've seen, all under this bush tree area. Probably about a 10-metre square area that we found all this gold in. See if we can grab some more. Thank you, Mr. Woodcutter man. This is just amazing. We've just come along. We're actually moved away from where we just were. Like, it's just probably 5 metres that way. You see a tree's been laying here too, and that's what made me swing hard right around here. Take you off Bluetooth, give you a listen. This one's been sitting on the surface for God knows how long. It's hard to tell what's going to be in these too, you know. You take them home and sometimes you get a big rock and you only get 1 bit of gold, and then other times you get a tiny little rock like you seen the other day and you get a ton of gold. 1.5 grams nearly. That was amazing. Just going to try and split him a bit if we can. Oh, like that. Look at the material. Very ironstony. You see the traces of ironstone through there, running its way through the sandstone, the slate. And there's a bit of quartz on this too, I reckon. I've seen. I reckon he's still in this chunk here too. Ah, still in that chunk. I can see it! So make sure there's nothing else in this one. And we won't bust him up anymore. We will just take him home the way he sits now. I'll put him in the pouch. Because you just, as I said, you just never know what's hiding inside these stones. There could be multiple pieces of gold. But there's one of them that we can see. And that's awesome, because that's our second stone to bust up once we get home. And I really love doing it. So we'll just pocket him as he is now. And we'll move on and see if we can't get a bit more. And that's a great indication right there, or a great example I should say, why there's just so much gold in this little area. Because if the miners couldn't see it, well, they threw it out. Rightio, well, we've been busy. We ran off there, back to the car, because we got scared of the rain. Not really, we just went and put the jumper back in the car actually, that's how scared we got. We also went and put our lunch on. So party pies again today in the Blue Eddy. They take about an hour. So you've really just got to go off and find something to do. And well, when you're in the goldfields, that's pretty easy to do. We've got this signal here. We just dug a bit of lead right there. And I'll just stand up and turn you around quickly. I'll show you what I've done. So without having lunch in me just yet, I'm starving. I've actually moved all these branches here and thrown them back on top of each other in amongst this messy area here. So look, cleared an area that has not been detected for a long time. We've got a bit of lead out first, and then we got this stonker. Listen to it. Completely blanking the machine out. I just wish I could see the gold, because I can't. But it's going to be big. I have no doubt about that. And he was hiding under the lead, so once I removed the lead, I sort of thought, oh, it could be another bit of lead, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's a bit of gold. So, oh, geez, he breaks up pretty easy. And he's in this piece here. Still not seeing it though. Let's just put him there. Definitely nothing in that one. So let's try and break this one up again. It all broke a lot easier than what I figured. I just want to see the gold, man. That one. He's going to be big. Absolutely blanking the machine out. Look, let's I was going to wait till I get home. Let's find a quartz stone. Let's break that up a little bit more, because actually, there he be. I was going to say I'm itching to see the gold. Well, I can see it. How awesome is that? So remove the lead, brings us another bit of gold. Oh, and we cleared the area. And we're waiting on lunch. God, how big is that going to be? That's it. I'm finding the quartz stone. We're breaking him up. Big gold, all right. Oh, what a stonker. What a cracker. We've got a gram today, easily, because you've seen that big piece of lead gold come out before. Well, this is not lead gold. It's gold, but it doesn't look like a round ball of lead like the last one. That's just magnificent. Absolutely smashed it in the pipe clay today we have. And look at that, he's got like a little flat bum. It's like, it's almost like he can sit up. He can sit up. Now, what to you does that look like? Because I love trying to look at the gold and see what he looks like. The fact that he's sitting up, God, he almost looks like a little shoe. He does too. I'm going to call that the little runner, the little sneaker bit of gold. Awesome. He wasn't sneaking up on us though. He was as loud as anything. Donkey! That's just amazing. Let's see if we can grab another one. Well, that's going to do us today, guys. As you can see, I'm walking back because last half hour I've just spent getting rained on. I'm saturated, and I'm going to get back in the car and have some lunch and just head for home, put a jumper on. We're going to do the way up. We've got some awesome gold today. I can't believe just how much gold we've got today, really. And it's only just coming on at 1:45, so it's not even 1 o'clock. We start around 9:30, 20 to 10 is when we get here after dropping the boys off to school. So look, for that to happen in that short a space of time, that is incredible. And I reckon we got over a gram of gold today, but we won't know until we get home. We'll see you there. Oh well, Houston, we have a problem. Oh dear. Commodores have auto headlights on them, So what happened before is I come back to put my lunch on, I sat in the driver's door and I put the keys in the ignition, didn't I? And it activated the headlights. I walked off to do some more gold, come back and noticed the park lights on the rear tail lights, and I thought, oh shit, don't tell me, don't bloody tell me. Well, I didn't have to be told, I already sort of half knew. We've got a flat battery. So the bonnet's up, and of all things, God, I carry jump packs with me everywhere I go. I'm real, look, I'm real adamant about that. I've got one in Helena's car, my car, but it's not in this car, is it? It's in the Prado. I'm gonna get that interior light out because he's gonna flatten the battery. So it's in the Prado. So the long story of that, oh God, I'm so wild at myself that I didn't put it in the car. The long story of that is we're gonna work out a way to put a bit of power in the battery. Now, heat can generally do that on a hot day. You leave it out in the sun. It's not a hot day. So, and the battery's in the boot in the Commodores here. So the only idea I've got, oh God, I don't want to do this. The only idea I've got, portable power station is the Blue Eddy here. We could just chop the lead and I could run positive, negative to the battery, turn him on, and hopefully if it doesn't arc out or trip out the Blue Eddy, safety sensor there, if it doesn't arc out or trip out, it will slowly trickle power into my battery. It's going to sacrifice my lunch though. Alright, let's do it and let's try it. Righto, moment of truth. Blue Eddy, come here. This is going to take a little while because it's got to trickle feed the charge into the car. So I'll just show you what I've done. The batteries are in the boot in the Commodores, in the new Commodores. So negative, positive. Look, the connections aren't perfect. Oh geez, I hope it doesn't short out the Blue Eddy here, because if it does, we are stuck out here in the bush. I don't have many other options. Well, maybe one up my sleeve, but we're going to resort to that last. So DC on. Oh no, bang. Oh, look out, it's pumping 100 watt. So hopefully we're trickle feeding a bit of power into the battery right now. Look, we'll wait 5-10 minutes, let it trickle feed and top that battery up, because what it's doing essentially, it's just taking power, stored power from the Blue Eddy, and topping up the battery. And once the battery tops up a bit more and they'll sort of level each other out, the Blue Eddy should stop powering the battery there. Geez, I hope this works. It should work. Theoretically, it should work. So let's shut the bonnet down. I'm responsible for picking up the boys every day at 2:20. Not that Helena can't leave work and go do it, but that's not the point. And we didn't get very far with our pies. No, we didn't at all. Oh dear. But look, we'll be able to reconnect. We'll be able to salvage this unit for future. I said I just really hope the Blue Eddy can throw a bit of power in. 76%. I don't know what it was when it started. But I'm going to wait 5 minutes. I'm going to let that do its thing. I wish I had a multimeter on me, because if I had a multimeter on me, I could test probe the battery and see it going up in volts. So it's going down 60 watts, 58. So it is starting to reduce the watts that it's putting into the battery, into the car battery that is. So maybe it's starting to top it up a little bit. Let's give us one little kick in the guts and see what it does. Hopefully this works. Turn those windscreen wipers off. We don't want anything. Yes! Woohoo! Oh, thank you, Blue Eddy. Oh, you're a legend. Good little girl. And now what I can do, I didn't show you the car before, but I swear to God it was flat. It was, you'd turn it over, it'd go tick, 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 which is a good sign of a flat battery. Oh, you little ripper. That's better than having to call Helena and explain what happened. And now we can set our lunch back up and we can have our lunch on the way home. Awesome. Woohoo, we're off. And guess what? I just wired up the Blue Eddy again. No one touched that bare wire, but my lunch is back going. Bingo, we got pies on the way home. We'll see you there. Rightio guys, well, we're back home. As you can see, we've got ourselves set up and wow, we've got some gold. The first thing I'm gonna go do though, as you see the Prado sitting in the shed, first thing I'm gonna do is grab for the jump pack. I'm going to put this in the Commodore because we're driving the Commodore a bit at the moment, just trying to keep the Ks down off the Prado because it is being used and used and used. I've done nearly 20,000 Ks on it since I've owned it, and 19,000 to be exact. 3 services later, it's not cheap. So we will still be using the Prado lots and lots, but why not use the Commodore as much as we can also. So just look, something that I should have had in the car, I didn't have in the car, but we are going to put it in the Commodore and make sure we alternate it between vehicles. So in actual fact, I'll be taking the Prado tomorrow where I'm going because I need a full drive. So look, we MacGyvered ourselves, we MacGyvered that situation. We got out of there with the Blue Eddy. Thank you so much, Blue Eddy. God, they're just, there's not much those little units can't do. They are just amazing. And if you haven't seen the videos, I'll throw them up top left corner. We did 2 videos. The first video with the AC70 and the second video with the hands-free 2, a Blue Eddy 700 watt unit. Fantastic bits of kit. I can't recommend them enough. And I'll just say quickly too, I'm not saying you have to have a Blue Eddy to jumpstart your car. One of these is simple enough, easy enough, cheap enough, about $100. But make sure you keep something in your car because otherwise we could still be out the bush right now. So looking at the trees, and the detector was nearly flat, so we wouldn't have been able to do much more detecting either. So as you can see, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pieces of gold there. Exceptional. Now these 2 pans both weigh the same weight. I know that because I've checked them time and time again. So 16 pieces of gold we're going to drop into this pan here, and we're going to see what we've got. And just check out, oh, there he goes. Last one there. Just check out what we've got before we bust open these 2 stones. So 0.8587, there we go, 0.87 on the scales. And that one there, let's just alternate. And I said those scales weigh the same. You can see it's back to 000 there. That one there, he's such a cool looking piece of gold. And what I'm going to do, I reckon he is a 0.20, I'll say. Oh, there we go. A little bit over actually, 0.22. So that right there is $35 odd worth of gold there, say. And he's an exceptional little nugget. Just going to zoom in there. Oop, camera's lost him. But the way he sort of sits up there, he's got that flat bum, and as you've seen, he was in the stone. So he's never ever been liberated from his host rock. Very cool, very cool. So 0.8 something I said there, 0.82 I think it was. And look, we've got another bit of gold in here, so let's not worry about the weight we've got just yet. 16 pieces of gold is exceptional, but we've still got more in this stone. We can see the one hiding right near my thumb there, and it's such fascinating material, this. As I said, the host rock where the gold is sitting inside, specie rock. And this one here was the first target we picked up, and I actually don't know what's in it. It's got to be gold. Whoops. We're nearly about to find out, aren't we? Cracking it in half. But we'll do that in the dolly. We'll throw him straight in. And being that slaty type material, Xavier especially loves this material because of the way it busts up. You can see those, camera's being funny there in this light, but you can see those different lines running right the way through. And each one of those lines, go back to this side, you can see it better. Each one of those lines is where that material will break up, quite naturally too. So what we'll do is we'll just give him a bit of a crunch so he can actually fit in the dolly pot nearly, and then we'll go after this one first and we'll get out what we can see secondly. It's tiny, it really is. That was what we were getting out of that slate stone there. Oh, the camera's being funny once again, but look, it's tiny, but that was definitely gold. So exceptional little piece. He's actually quite, he's a little bit rough, isn't he? So awesome stuff. Put him off to the side. We'll actually put him in that pan right there. And remember, we've got this very, very last one. So let's go after this one quickly, smash it up. All this material needs to be broken up more and panned. But for now, we're just going to get out what we can see. All right, once again, they are tiny. Geez, everything we got out of the stone was bigger today. So let's drop that one in there. And look, there could be more once again. We need to break that material up a lot more. The dollying is quite hard. It takes a lot of effort and it really does hurt your hands. So we probably need a little bit better method. Maybe a little rock crusher or something would be good. but there's the 2 bits of gold out of those stones. So let's start again. We had a little bit over 0.80. What we'll do is we'll just check that again. So put our pan on very quickly, and I'm going to zoom you right in there. And I don't think we're going to make the gram here somehow today, but for a quick day out in the bush, I mean quick too. We got out of there by about 1 o'clock, and considering we had to MacGyver the car, look, really exceptional. And this was all found, as you've seen, in a little 10 by 10 metre patch, 0.95, nearly the gram. So just amazing. And a gram of gold currently today is around about $168. So it's about let's just say $160 in that pan. So exceptional, and as I said, all found in a little 10 metre patch. I really hope you've enjoyed, guys. And next time we're out, I was thinking about today and I really should have shown it, but next time we're out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show more of my settings and how to ground balance and really pick up on those very, very faint tones, which is the gold. So I really hope you enjoyed. I look forward to seeing you there. Cheers.